Hi guys, April here. Welcome back to another video. In this video, I'm going to be talking about how I lost 85 pounds without surgery and how to be successful at any amount of weight loss at all. So if you want to lose anywhere from 5 pounds and keep it off to, 300 pounds, it's all the same formula. It's all the same steps for anybody and everyone. I'm making this kind of based on all the videos that we kind of see online and everywhere around us and all the different products that are marketed to us that we think that we need a pill or a certain shake, or we're not trying the right protein shake. This is directed at everyone to kind of tell them that don't let the market bully you. It's the same 5 things that you need to keep in mind when you are losing weight, and I promise you'll be successful at it. The number one thing, nobody likes to hear it, but number one thing is calories. I know we don't like this word, but calories just mean that you are tracking what goes into your body so your body can burn fat. And so in the beginning, we definitely want to track those calories so we know what's going in, because most of the time, if we're not really sure why we're losing weight, it's due to not really realizing what we're actually eating, the portions that we're eating. I mean, everywhere you go, it's like 2 to 3 to 4 times the portion sizes, and it's being normalized. So usually when you have a portion in front of you, it kind of reminds you of what portion sizes you need to be healthy, and in turn you have fat loss. Kind of going off that a little bit as well is macros, and macros is essentially just, it's what you are eating. So it's your fats, your carbs, and your proteins. So carbs are, it could be anything from fruit to veggies to actual bread. And we want to stick with the healthy carbs. So we're talking, fruit and veggies. And I will always steer people towards a paleo diet. You can Google it, kind of. I'll put a picture up here, kind of describing what kind of foods are in a paleo diet, because essentially we really want to be eating vegetables, because in turn vegetables are, it's not just going to cause us to lose weight, but it's actually going to make our organs happy. It's going to make us feel better overall. We're going to have a lot more energy. And so that's just number one, is caloric intake. And to kind of find out your caloric intake, I think a really great app to use if you don't have if you don't have access to like a nutritionist or anything of that nature, which if you do, highly recommend going to a nutritionist if you're really serious about this and you really want to lose weight or burn fat. But if you don't, I think MyFitnessPal is a wonderful app, because you plug everything in and they already have the calculators built in to figure out your, for instance, your metabolic rate, and then how many calories you should be eating. If you're a little shocked of what kind of calories they give you, don't lessen the calories, because let's say they give you 2,000 calories to start off with a day, and you kind of say wow, that's really high. And you have to lose 80 pounds, for instance. With every 5 or 10 pounds that you lose, your calories are going to start decreasing. If you immediately start at a very low calorie count, such as 1,600, it's not going to give you enough leeway to lessen those calories. And so you're going to get stuck at a plateau. So definitely just follow the recommendation from the app. I think it's a really great app, built very well. I used it for my first part of my weight loss journey. And then the second one is, it's not about the food that you're not eating. So such as the protein smoothie or that special shake that you see everybody drinking now. It's about the many foods that you aren't eating. So it's about the vast majority of foods. So what aren't you eating a lot of consistently? And what I mean by that is, let's say you see a lot of people eating apples, and you see them getting progress, and then you think, well, apples is the food that I have to add to my diet to lose weight. In turn, you're only seeing a portion of what they're actually eating on the daily. In reality, it's the veggies, it's the fruit, it's what they're cutting out. They're cutting out processed foods, and they're making sure that what they're eating is essentially fuel for their body. And that's also really important. Just a little side note, I had to learn this on my own. I was not able to get weight loss surgery. because I called for a whole week straight. I thought that that was my only option, and it actually turns out that it's just a tool. And if you're not able to use it, it doesn't mean it's the end of the road for you. You would have to use these same 5 principles even if you had weight loss surgery. So essentially, the only thing that you're really cutting down on is the appetite suppressant, which I'm going to get into in just a moment. Now, the third one. The third one is water intake. Why do you always hear everybody always saying, if you want to lose weight, drink water? All these 5 things definitely need to work harmoniously together, but water intake is so important, and I'll kind of give you the little science behind it. Is we lose fat 3 ways. Through our sweat, through waste, and then also through urine. So, you know, when you are drinking a lot of water, you are actually cleansing your system, especially if you have a good diet and a routine for exercise. That's why you always hear drink a gallon a day, drink a gallon of water a day, because it actually helps you lose that fat just a little bit faster. If you're drinking a gallon of water a day, you're definitely going to get there. And I mean, I've proven it myself, you know, with losing 85 pounds. So that's like a little bit of the science behind it and why they say always drink a gallon of water a day. I don't know why that's such a tongue twister. Now the fourth one is exercise keeps you on track and it influences your good eating habits. And so what that kind of means is, like, you know, let's say you didn't really exercise that week at all. You're going to be more prone to make a bad decision with food, such as, you know, going out to eat and maybe having a large portion, or maybe partaking in eating at a fast food place, which, you know, we can all admit that they're not good for us. So we're going to be more prone to make bad decisions when we don't have a routine exercise schedule. And I'm not saying every single day you have to exercise, but if you have a routine. So I work out anywhere from 4 to 6 days a week. And for me, that works perfectly because I work really hard in the gym. I do exercises that are cross-training. So I lift weights, I run. They're high-intensity interval training workouts. And just a little tidbit here, definitely choose whatever exercise makes you happy. So if you hate swimming, don't swim. If you hate weightlifting, don't weightlift. If you love running though, then please run. So there's so many different exercises to choose from, and we see someone else doing something that makes us unhappy to actually do that physical workout. But, you know, we think that we have to, you know, stay on a treadmill, a grueling treadmill for 30 minutes. You know, some people love it. I, for one, I really don't like the treadmill. I think it's the most boring thing ever for me. You know, I like being in the gym with like my gym family, and we're, you know, rooting each other on, and we're all basically doing the same workout. For me, that's a lot of fun. Definitely, when you have that structure in your schedule to work out, usually you'd say daily, considering it is that many times a week. I understand schedules can be very crazy. I mean, even at my craziest, I think I was going to the gym like 2 to 3 times a week. And I really hated it because I really missed the gym, but I started getting up earlier and I started hitting those 5 days a week. So, I mean, you really make time for things that are important to you. And, you know, once you start seeing these things work in your own life, you're going to be just fascinated. These are the magic pill that I'm giving you with these 5 things. So, and then the fifth one, I kind of mentioned it a little bit before, is having a routine and a schedule. So waking up every day, let's say just for instance, you start work at 9 o'clock, you know, it's going to be really hard in the beginning. I did this too. And when I say really hard, I just mean, you know, you're kind of tired, you're pretty lethargic, but your body starts to get used to things. So, you know, let's say you start work at 9 o'clock, you know, you wake up at 5:30, depending on how far your work is. So if you're a morning person, this is what I did. Woke up early, hit the gym, showered, got ready for work. And then it honestly just made the rest of my day very productive. Now, a lot of my friends decide to go after work. It's whatever you choose to do. I don't like to work out on a stomach full of food, even if it is veggies and fruit and protein. I just like to have an empty stomach. So for me, that works well. And that's what's so funny is you don't have to follow what everybody else is doing. Just follow what works for you, and you're going to be successful. And I almost want to like stamp a guarantee thing on this, because I mean, I've lost 85 pounds with this, and the first 5 pounds were shocking, and I kept it off, and then 10, and then 15, and then I was like, what would happen if I just continued to follow these 5 things over and over and over again? And I mean, at 85, it's still a little bit mind-blowing, mind-blowing. And I mean, I look at the pictures, and the before pictures, which I'll throw one up here, and it's just so insane to me, because sometimes we don't actually think that, we don't believe in ourselves enough, and everybody has this in themselves to do it. I believe in everybody watching this video. Anybody can do this. And I mean, I didn't come from willpower. I came from saying I can't. And the one time that I said I can, I just did it. I did it, and I didn't have this information in front of me. I was getting thrown all kinds of advice from everywhere, and I didn't know which ones to take. And so this is the one that, these 5 things are just the 5 things that anybody can use and apply to their life. So essentially with this video, what I'm saying is, even if you had the surgery, you would still have to follow these things. And even with the surgery, even without the surgery, these are the things that you're going to have to put effort into it. And honestly, I think that's the beauty of it, because I have become a completely different person mentally after accomplishing this. I'm now working on an invention that, because I found out that whatever I put hard work into, I'm going to get an awesome result with consistency. So it changes you as a person, and I can encourage anyone who's ready to do it, go for it, make it happen. You got this. And if you have any questions, I documented my entire weight loss journey on Instagram, so you could take a look at that. I documented a lot of the food that I ate and some of the accomplishments that I've achieved. Essentially, these are the main 5 things that you really need to remember. And I wish you the best of luck, and I know you're going to just do absolutely fantastic. So catch me in the next video, and I hope you have an absolutely wonderful and healthy day.